All right, potties, you're making a difference because of you and the people that listen to the show on WayFM terrestrially, if you want to call it that. We have sent over 47,000 meals to the people that are struggling in Ukraine after they've been displaced because of the war. That is pretty stinking amazing. And I love the fact that you're getting to partner with us in ministry right now in a very tangible way. You're not only helping feed people, but you're also making sure that they get the gospel as well. So thank you so much. But sadly, as the war stretches on, the need is still there and becoming greater. Here's the great news, though. It only takes 25 cents to send one meal. So for about the cost of a dinner out for you and your family, you could make sure that a couple hundred meals are sent to Ukrainian refugee families. Can you imagine what a relief that is for moms who have no idea how they're going to feed their kids from day to day? This is truly ministering to the orphans and widows, like the Bible says in James. And we'd love to keep that going and send another 25,000 meals to Ukraine in just the next couple weeks. I'm in. I'll never ask you to do something I'm not willing to do myself. So if you want to help out, just text the word Wally to 91999. And again, thank you so much for even considering this. And let's make a difference. Let's do something huge today. Again, text the word Wally to 91999. Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast, all the things we did not get to during the course of the show today. If you've listened to the podcast already, you heard about the FaceTime eye contact thing that they've switched on your iPhone for you, where it's supposed to, if you're looking down, avert your eyes up to the camera to make it look normal like you're making eye contact. And you can turn that off, Betty Rocket said, in settings, FaceTime, turn off eye contact. But we just tried it, and we're both like purposely looking down to make it look way off, and it didn't correct anything. I was surprised.
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
So why are people all upset or something? Have you
Maybe we
updated
did
recently?
something wrong. Yeah, mine's fully updated.
Yeah, see,
and
I'm
both
not.
of yours were the green, like it was both on?
Yeah, and all it did was sit there because we're in the same room and feedback. But yeah, I don't see like a thing, like it wasn't creepy at all. So I don't know what people are talking about, honestly.
Do we ever know what people are talking about?
Very rarely. All right, well, let's get into some of this stuff. Boy, howdy. Boosters. It's so funny, man. Like, COVID is starting to make it back into the news cycle. It's been out for a while. And anywhere I've gone recently, you would not know that people are even remotely cognizant of COVID anymore. You might see one person at a mask if you're in a giant crowd, and everyone's just living life normally again, you know, where we live. Now, I know that's not the case for everybody, but that's my experience. But apparently, scientists and the health agencies are like going, hey, we're going to open up the requirements again, or the access again to booster shots if you want to get one, a second wave of boosters. It's like, oh my gosh, where is this going to end?
Yeah, I don't really know where it's going to end. I mean, I could see it being like your flu shot. It's available if you get it year-round kind of thing. I would imagine this goes for people that want the booster if they're old.
Yes.
And they have a lot of health issues.
First
then
round
I would
is
understand.
50 plus and like immunocompromised, things like that. And so they're pushing again, like, okay, if you haven't gotten a shot, but then you got to, like, it's funny because he goes, one of the guys that's talking about it said, it's very simple. If you haven't gotten a vaccine in 2022, get one. But for some people, it's simpler than that. I haven't gotten a COVID vaccine and I haven't gotten COVID, so I'm not going to get one, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody looks at this still differently. We were having a conversation before this with our Pastor Chad, who was in here, and even our company, we were trying to navigate this because a couple people have had it, and I'm like, well, are they coming in and they're still testing positive? Like, yeah. And like, well, that to me doesn't make sense, you know, like stay home till you get a negative test and then come in. If it's 5 days, great. If it's 7 days, great. Hopefully it's not 14.
I think that's the problem. It's brand new. Nobody knows anything about it. There's no science behind it. There's no research on it. So no one really knows what to do.
Yeah, and every company is a little bit different. And people say, well, we're following CDC, and I haven't seen a CDC update in a long time. No. I mean, I'm not in the management circles, so I wouldn't know. But the news hasn't covered a lot of this stuff. But I think what you're going to see is in the next coming months, it's going to all ramp back up again because the new variants are highly contagious, not as deadly, but it's going to be back in the forefront. And you're going to see, like New York went back to inside masks, and different places are going to go back to requiring certain things from a year ago, I think. I know. Like you guys, you and a friend of yours had a thing, and it was like all of a sudden you were going to go do this, and they said masks are required, and you weren't expecting that.
Yeah, we weren't expecting that. And to me, like I'm okay with waiting. We're going to wait and see when they drop that mask mandate and try to reschedule. But for me, I don't like masks just because, I mean, given I am on the younger side, so I'm not too worried about it. But I don't like communicating with people with a mask. It's hard for me to hear them. Right. It's hard for me to understand them. And I feel like it's hard for them to hear and understand me. So I'm just okay with waiting.
Well, I do love that we had all of the plexiglass put up and masks and everything like that. And to your point, because I know the opponents of that viewpoint are like, so it's not worth a little inconvenience to not kill somebody, you know. So I get it. They jump to the farthest outside or the farthest possible extreme example. But like, I just always found it funny. Like we'd be someplace and it was either the person working there or us would like lean around because
you couldn't hear them,
the plastic thing, so that we could communicate. And it's like and I realized it defeats the entire purpose of what it was there for. But that was funny. So yeah, I mean I get it. We're still going to be talking about this for a while, and everybody's still in a different place. So it's interesting to navigate. Lady Rock, what do you got?
The Devil Wears Prada. I know that's one of Wally's favorite movies.
I do like that. I like Stanley Tucci. I like Anne Hathaway. And Meryl Streep is a gem.
It looks like it's going to be on Broadway. It's going to be a musical now.
That's not necessary.
And Elton John is actually singing one of the songs.
Really?
Or maybe he's writing all of it.
I could see him writing a bunch of it. Yeah. I could see that.
Well, anyways, it was released a little bit of audio of one of the songs. So see what you think.
London Fashion Week is cute, and New York is awfully quaint, and Milan likes to believe it still sets trend. But Fashion Week in Paris, darling, nothing can compete. Everyone who's anyone attend.
I mean, I guess if it's the lead lady singing it, he's just showing what the music would be. I mean, I guess it works.
Or if that's the intro song, maybe before you see any of the real cast of the show.
That's the one thing Hamilton did really good. In the first 5 minutes of Hamilton, they do Alexander Hamilton the song, and basically they tell you the entire plot in that first song, and it's so helpful to understand it.
I think so, because you're talking about it's a historical musical, so theoretically we should all know how it ends, even though I think probably half of the United States didn't know how that was going to end.
No one knew about the $10 founding father.
No,
nobody.
Or and I'm the man who shot him. I feel like I heard that part and I was like, I've never heard of Aaron Burr in my life.
And then you forget too that Hamilton's son was killed in a duel based on Hamilton's advice. Okay, shoot in the air. If he's a man of his word, he will not shoot you. Or if he's a man of honor, guy shot him. And, and then he goes out the same. It's just crazy that was real.
I had some anger issues in that family.
Yeah, it was an interesting time, man. I guarantee you, I would have been shot in a duel. Absolutely.
you would
no
not.
Doubt.
I could not see you making it past 30 or 40.
No.
Back
then, I was so hot-headed. And you guys have seen the better version of me. I would have been in every part of the revolution, and I would have been pushing every boundary and fighting for what I felt was right and stuff like that. And then anyone that opposed me, I'd be like, well, okay, let's duel, And I might make one or two of those because I'm a pretty good shot, but eventually it would catch up to me. Absolutely,
sure.
absolutely.
For sure.
Well, so I don't know. I don't think I would go to New York to see The Devil Wears Prada.
So that one's out for you?
It would be. Yeah, I'm kind of picky about my musicals that I go see. I don't go see just all the trendy ones. I see ones that I think have are interesting to me, or have a twist. I love ones with a twist. Wicked, I thought was really great because it was the story of Elphaba, and it was a whole new adaptation of the story that I like stuff like that, pretty much.
Well, sorry, Elton John.
Yeah, SpongeBob. Don't go see it.
I talked about this recently with someone that you saw that. Why did you go go see that?
Because it was cheap, and I went with my daughter.
Okay.
Like, she wanted to go do something. We wanted to go see a musical, and she got, like, student tickets, and it was $25.
That should have been your first red flag.
I know.
Still sounds expensive.
Yeah, well, yeah, it ended up being expensive because she lost her purse that night, and then we had to go back to school to find it, and then had to double pay for parking twice, and then all the snacks, and so it was way more than $25 that night, or $50 that night.
Don't see SpongeBob the musical.
Not worth your time. Honestly, it's not. And I knew that. I mean, because like certain things aren't made to be turned into musicals and things like that. Musicals are hard enough where everyone just starts spontaneously singing and you're supposed to catch the narrative as all music. You have to set aside a little bit of disbelief for that when you go to one anyway. But ones based on like a kid's cartoon, are just like, that's not going to be good.
Yeah. No. There's no way you can turn that into classy.
Like, I do want to see Dear Evan Hansen, because Dear Evan Hansen went the opposite way. It was a Broadway play, and then they made a movie of it.
Did you ever see the movie?
I haven't. Yeah, my daughter told me not to watch it. She
really?
told me don't watch that and don't watch Come From Away until you see them. And like, I saw Come From Away, and it was fantastic. I loved it. And so it would have been different, I think, seeing it first on TV.
Because it has the same main character, I believe. The guy who is in the movie is the original.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Evan Hansen, I believe.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So.
I like the concept of that. Well, that's another one I like the concept of. The high concept is something that if it's interesting, then I'll go see it. Well, you know what? I got to go to the dentist and do my cleanings. My wife is so militant about these things because you book them. Like today, when I get my cleaning, we'll book the next one for 6 months out. I don't know what it is about dental cleanings. They're so militant about that. They're like, well, if you don't make this cleaning thing, it could be another 3 months after this that we can get you in.
Heaven forbid.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, why are the cleaning people so hard to get to on the teeth there?
Yeah.
And so, like, I have to go and do this quickly and then come back for meetings and stuff today. So she and I switched because she had an earlier appointment. So I'm going to go do that. Then I'll be back for our meetings, and then we'll do the show tomorrow. Just like normal.
Do you want to do birthdays?
Yeah, we need to. Sorry, that's my fault.
Dustin wants to wish Michael a happy birthday. He's turning 10 years old. Happy birthday, Michael.
Nice.
We'll come back to the question. Jordan wants to wish his wife Monica a happy birthday, saying that she actually introduced him to the Wally Show 10 years ago.
I love that.
And then Sophia wants to wish Pop Pop a happy birthday, saying she's sorry she got it in late, but he's turning 70 years old.
You know what? I could see wanting to be called Pop Pop someday. I kind of like that.
Pop Pop.
Yeah, I don't know what I want to be called as a grandfather. I'm not in any hurry to get there.
No.
But, Pop Pop, that's not too bad.
No.
I like that.
The question is, Dustin asked this question because Michael, his brother, maybe, struggles with dyslexia.
Oh, okay, got you.
And so he knows, Wally, that you have the same thing, so he asked for any tips or tricks for someone who has dyslexia.
The hardest part is, like, when I was younger, they didn't really, like, diagnose this kind of stuff. And so I didn't learn, like, the coping mechanisms from professionals. And there's, like, things now that my niece is also dyslexic, and they have different color binders, like film, like a color film you put over your reading. Mm-hmm. And, like, for different types of dyslexia, it helps you read better, I guess. And so I haven't messed with that yet, but she's tried that and it has found it helps her work, it helps her focus and keeps it from being as jumbled. Unfortunately, I don't know. I had to quickly learn how to memorize. So I used to have a super memory. Like, this is getting harder as I get older, but what I do is I quickly ingest what it is that it takes me a while to read, and I memorize it and I paraphrase. That's how I do everything. I have to read every day for this show, and I have to read a lot of information in a short amount of time, and I don't like to read because it's problematic, and so I have to go through it, but I ingest it quickly, memorize it, and then I try to not read it because if I read it, it's going to go horribly. Mm-hmm. And so then, and I don't worry about all the facts. I get most of them. So good luck to you. But the big thing is, in all seriousness, you don't let it stop you from doing things that you want to do. You'll find workarounds, and especially if it's something you're passionate about, you'll figure it out. And don't let it create fear in trying something that you want to do. I think that's the big thing. So
well done.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And my wife, I told you she's real big on the dentist thing.
Reminding you?
Leave for the dentist now. She's the best. All right. Well, that's going to do it for your Aftercast. And as always, thanks for being a potty.